Welcome to Season 24 of the Simulation Football League, and you are looking live at Vibe Sports Stadium, home of the Houston Headhunters, as they welcome the Chicago Warriors into town for this Week 1 matchup on the Virtual Football Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cameron Duty, and I am excited to begin another season of football with my partner, Rochelle Colston. Rochelle, Chicago, and Houston are two teams that really don't have a lot of history between themselves. This is just their second meeting. The first went to Chicago with a 35-22 victory in Season 21. So with that in mind, who or what do you think these two teams need to look for to help secure a Week 1 victory?
Good evening, Cameron. Good evening, everyone. I am also excited to be here. Looks like we had some interesting changes for both teams during the offseason. J.W. Doyle leaves Chicago and joins Houston, while T. the Queen leaves Minnesota and joins Chicago to be with her hubby. Look for these two players to make an impact during this game. Grab some popcorn and your beverage of choice because this should be a good one.
Couldn't have said it better myself, folks. We are excited to have you with us as always. And here we are, Week 1, Season 24, a new year, new excitement. These two teams wiping the slate clean, starting off 0-0. Who is going to make a push to the championship? We'll find out. You're not going to want to go anywhere for the next hour and a half or so. This game is underway. The kick is fielded and returned out to the 32-yard line, where we will welcome the Houston Headhunters onto the field for their first possession of this ball game. Under center, John Lakeman, coming over from Charleston, a former All-Star and Offensive Rookie of the Year award winner. 6'5", 230 pounds, sets up under center, toss play quickly, going to Josh Slapp, who is going to get forward progress, 2nd and 10 coming up.
He was right. He was met immediately.
We will introduce you to the starting lineups right after this play. Again, Lakeman under center, two receivers at the top of the screen, and one man in the backfield. That is the Hall of Famer D.R. Sim, who runs for a couple. Third down coming up. That starting lineup, we mentioned Lakeman and D.R. Sim and Josh Slapp, the two halfbacks. Turnell Rivera, the fullback, along with J.W. Doyle. The wide receiving core of C.J. Parrish, Mike St. Green, and Greg Corky. The tight end is Daisy Peace. The tackle is Scott Calvin, Grit Gorski, Sarah Bergens, Kenny Cook, and Barry Simeon. And at center, it's D'Angelo DeJesus. On third down, Lakeman throwing. The pass is complete to Greg Corky, extending the drive. 1st and 10 for the Headhunters.
Well, the first two run plays didn't work for him, so he set up for a pass. You find Greg Corky, move the chains down the field.
We just mentioned the offensive line there. We mentioned Calvin, Gorski, Bergens, Kenny Cook, Simeon, and DeJesus, all doing a good job there, providing protection for the quarterback on that rollout. So, approaching midfield here. Right at the midfield logo, you see Lakeman and company. And it is a handoff to Slapp. That goes nowhere. Let's introduce you to the Chicago defense. The defensive end, Darko Young, and the defensive tackle, Sean Parent. The linebacking core of Doug Day, DJ Kilgannon, and Telly Max Scarborough. The cornerbacks, K Magic, Derek Majors, Ricky Robinson, and Meliodas Manning. The safeties, Cronkworthy and Alex Bond. And a fun note, Doug Day is 2 tackles shy of 900 for his career. Throwing again is Lakeman. The pass is complete, and he looks absolutely comfortable in the pocket. Mike St. Green, the man with the reception.
I'm just noticing D.R. Sim is now a running back.
He will be used out of that formation as well. Again, Mike St. Green there with that reception. A good job of finding the open field space. And it's 1st and 10. Headhunters moving nicely here in the opening minutes of this Week 1 ball game. Back to the ground with Slapp. Spin move, still on his feet. Picks up 8 on 1st down. You can't ask for any better than that.
That's our first decent run we've seen out of so far. 0-0, -2, and now an 8-yard pickup by Josh Slapp.
Good blocking again up front, and a whole host of Chicago Warriors there on the tackle, including DJ Kilgannon. The handoff back to Sim. He gets blocked right there, kind of log jam, but he finds his way through and gets the first down. Nice job by Sim not giving up on the run.
And that time, Sim just drug strong safety Alex Bond with him for a couple of yards. He hadn't stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he just kept barreling forward.
In the red zone now for the first time this season for Houston. You really couldn't ask for a better opening drive.
A time-consuming one at that.
Lakeman, pressure coming. It's picked up by Slap. He throws to St. Green. That is complete for a 9-yard gain. Two things quickly to mention, Rochelle. We mentioned the block that Slap picked up there. That was crucial. And then, of course, a good job by pulling that catch in for St. Green along the sidelines.
What patience by John Lakeman to stay in the pocket, feeling the pressure, staying calm, and making a great pass.
9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. It is a handoff to Slap, spin move, head of steam, getting close to the end zone. He gets the first down. Headhunters are in business. Now, Houston, one thing to mention, of course, last season we take a look at their record, 6-6, but they've got a lot of promise. There's been a lot of shakeup here, a lot of roster changes. They're very excited about the future of this team. The handoff to Sim, the Hall of Famer, in for the touchdown. First touchdown of the season for Houston.
The DRCM to show us, like, hey, I can catch the ball, but I can also be a running back and score touchdowns just as well as being a receiver. It's a great job. Houston strikes first.
An impressive drive right out of the gate. And for Sim, another touchdown in the record books.
Yeah, 10-play drive, 68 yards. Time consuming.
And on to attempt the extra point is number 14, Sonny J. The kick is good. And as you said, 4-minute drive. You don't do it much better than that. Houston on the board, Chicago with an opportunity now coming up in just a matter of seconds here as they await the kickoff. That's a deep one to the back of the end zone. They'll take a knee. Chicago will come out to the 20-yard line. We introduce you to their starting lineup. Quarterback Ty Patak, his 4th season, all have been right here. Bellew Scott and Dean Jackson, halfback and fullback. The wide receiving core of Ryan Orlovsky, Gus Scott, and T. DeQueen, and Lyric Da Vinci, as well as John Fullerton. The tight ends, Pauly Truth. The 2 tackles, Jackie Jones and Jez Fullerton Galarraza, and a guard, Robin Mona. Patak to throw over the middle, complete. We mentioned Lyric Da Vinci. First season here with Chicago, and a great first play for her.
Yeah, Da Vinci's a veteran. He's been around a while. His first season here, but he's definitely a veteran player.
We'll introduce you to the defensive lineup for Houston in just a moment. That's an 8-yard gain for Da Vinci. As you said, his first here with Chicago. That run play is going nowhere. Bellew Scott covered up by Chris Britton III. We'll introduce you to the Houston defense. Defensive ends Mac Dre and Chris Joseph. The defensive tackles Anthony Stover and Zach Turner. The linebacking core Jason Peace, Garrett Evans, Chris Britton III, and Blake Be Crazy. And we will pause right there for this 3rd and 1 play. Man in motion. That's Pauly Truth. Always got to keep an eye out for Pauly Truth. And Patak keeps it. Stays on his feet, spins, and pinballs off of some Houston defenders, and it's 1st and 10.
Well, when you're playing Chicago, Ty Patak is always a run threat. So he's like a running back in the backfield. You have to be cognizant of where he is, and he'll just take off at any moment.
We'll round out the defensive lineup here for Houston. We mentioned the linebacking core. Now the cornerbacks, Dustin Sakasi, John Barnhart, and Kai Cash, and the safeties, Guy Incognito, Al Ingram III, and Blake Prine. And pressure coming, somehow able to avoid it as Ty Patak got rid of that. It is incomplete, intended for Orlovsky, but you're right about Patak standing in the pocket right there and really showing no fear.
Well, he'll scramble at any moment. So he just moves around. He finds his receiver. Just a great play by the defense there, not the ball, loose.
Last season, Chicago went 4-8, obviously looking to improve upon that. They've also made changes as well. Patak going deep and over the head of his intended target. Incomplete, just a little too much mustard on that one.
Definitely a lot of mustard. He needs a hot dog to go with that one.
Now you're going to make me hungry. Good thing we're at a football stadium here. I have plenty of food to go around, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. 3rd and 10 coming up. Nobody in the backfield, but Arlovsky is in motion. Keep an eye on that. Last time Patak on 3rd down able to make things happen with his feet. We'll see what happens here. Yep, again, running off to the races, but he's going to be stopped. He anticipated a diving tackle from Al Ingram III, so he tried to spin out of it. It slowed him up, and Ingram brought him down behind the sticks.
Great job by Ingram. Great pursuit there, finding Patak and tackling just a little bit short of that first down marker.
Yeah, and there was some room to run as well. Philip DeField on to punt his first season with Chicago, 3rd in the league, coming over from Indianapolis. St. Green returns it out to the 24-yard line where we will have 3:47 remaining. Folks, if you're new to the Simulation Football League, we want to welcome you. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or if you just want to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field, you're welcome to do that too. It is never too late to get involved. Second drive of the season for Houston, about to commence with Lakeman under center. 2 receivers on either side. They give it to Slap, who stays on his feet somehow. Almost broke free on that one had it not been for number 33 coming in for Chicago there, Larry Wiggum, the free safety.
And, Houston started off kind of slow in the run game, and then it started picking up, and they just keep going where they left off after the last drive.
Last season, Houston relied heavily on Josh Slap. 282 carries, 989 yards, and 10 rushing touchdowns. And, of course, you see the two-headed tandem of Slap and Sim as Sim gets the carry, bringing up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they definitely have a tandem back there. Plus, they have 2 fullbacks that we haven't seen yet. You got Doyle and you got Rivera back there.
Motion in the backfield. That is Rivera. The carry is to Slap, who gets just enough. He's brought down around the sticks, but they're going to say he was able to get enough for the first down, and the drive will continue for Houston. A fast-moving first quarter, Rochelle.
And definitely, Houston's definitely punishing that O-line from Chicago by keep running the ball, running the ball down their throats, basically.
This offensive line, including Scott Calvin and Grit Gorski, rookies. Undrafted went Calvin, and Gorski was a round 1 pick. CM gets 4. 2nd down coming up.
And your 4-down pickups on first down, 2nd down, you're almost guaranteed a first down conversion if you keep running the ball this way.
Last season, Houston was ranked 8th in points per game, as well as rushing yards per game. So you can see that ground game is something that they plan to rely on heavily, and rightfully so with the halfbacks that they have. Slap with a head of steam. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. And right now, looking at this first quarter, Rochelle, one of the things that's helping Houston, they're keeping it 3rd and short when it arises.
Yeah, man, they keep running the ball. We haven't seen a pass play yet this possession.
High formation for Lakeman, who gives it to DR Sim. He gets the first down before being brought down by Alex Bond.
Chicago's got to find an answer to this run game for Houston, or it's going to be a long night because they're just draining the clock.
Around a minute to go in quarter number 1. Slap with the ground game much more, and this is quickly wearing out this Chicago defense, and it's just setting up for a big pass play.
We've had 7 run plays in a row, averaging about 5 yards a carry.
Ground attack and Sim going to be brought down for a big loss. DJ Kilgannon busting through the seams for the loss, and it's 3rd and 6.
We're going to see a lot more than that from the Chicago defense. Bring the pass rush, put pressure on Lakeman, get somebody in the backfield, stop the running back.
So Chicago's best opportunity to get off the field here. We will see if Houston will snap the football. They will. 3rd and 6, pressure coming. Lakeman throwing over the middle to St. Green, and it is complete. Right now, this headhunter team will not be denied. 1st and 10.
Did you see the athleticism by John Lakeman back there? I mean, he's throwing on the run, basically.
Off of his foot, finding St. Green crossing right in the middle.
What a route, though. Find himself wide open in the middle of the field.
Incredible. And just like that, blink and you missed it. Quarter number 1 is in the books. We will reset. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. And you are looking at the Houston Police Memorial. That is courtesy of Dags Drone Works. Aerial coverage of today's event is provided by Dags Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and so much more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Beautiful images as we welcome you back inside here at Vipe Sports Stadium. Cameron Duty with Rochelle Colston, Eddie Gage, and Ramos Lynn on stats tonight, doing a fantastic job. Love having them here with us. And Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. We'll see what the second quarter has in store here for this Houston offense that continues to ground and pound and slap with an 8-yard gain right out of the gate.
And Slap is just running over people. He's just having his way, breaking tackles. Pretty impressive.
It is, and it really gets this Chicago defense scratching their head right now as to how to stop things. You take a look at the team stats that are now on your screen, the total yards for Chicago. They've been on the field just for one short series there. Domination at the moment for Houston on the time of possession and yardage. Tim again with the first down. You're starting to sense frustration out of that Chicago camp.
I mean, when you just keep running the ball, it tears your defense down. It just kills your clock. I mean, the defense has been on the field forever now.
Lakeman to throw.
Oh, no.
Just like that. We talked about the frustration. K-Magic goes up.
Oh, he's still going.
And is still going. Gonna return this one. Taking her frustration out on the Houston offense. All the way down to the 15-yard line. They'll actually mark her at the 17-yard line. Good job by K-Magic there.
If it wasn't for Mike St. Green and his speed there, I think it would have gone to the house. Good job by Mike St. Green to pursue the interception.
We talked about the defense. We literally got finished saying how they were struggling to find a way to counteract this Houston offense. Then K-Magic able to go up and make an incredible interception. And that puts Chicago in scoring position immediately. Ty Patak and company now on the field after that 73-yard interception return. Toss play right side. Baloo Scott. She runs for 2. That's second down.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Chicago here needs to make no mistakes. I'd keep the ball on the ground. I protect the ball. You may see Ty Patak take off with it here again.
Second and 8. Ground game again. Scott, nothing there. Good defensive penetration that time.
And definitely a good job by the defensive line there. Picking up the run, making a great stop.
Big 3rd and 8. Chicago struggling to keep this offense on the field here. Patak, plenty of time. He steps up. We're going to see him do this often, it seems. And we've got a player down, and that is unfortunate. That is Blake Prine in his 3rd season here with Houston. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Now you just lost your strong safeties and just sticking to the run game so far, but that could hurt Houston in the end.
That's going to bring up 4th and 2. Patak again running on 3rd down, as we've seen him often do. He had to slide to keep from, obviously, preventing injury there. And so they will bring Top Kiefer on after 5 seasons, or 4 with Indianapolis. His 5th season here. He resides with Chicago. That kick right down the middle, good. And so they weren't able to turn it into a touchdown, but they were able to get 3 points and draw within 4.
And Houston just lucked out there, forcing the field goal here. Yeah, you made the mistake. You paid for it with the 3 points, but they didn't score a touchdown. You kept them at the end zone, so good job by their defense.
K-Magic with that interception, and that interception return of 73 yards puts them in scoring position. And while the defense still, or the offense rather, still tries to find a way to get going here, the defense doing a lot of the heavy work. St. Green with the kick return out to the 34-yard line.
And Mike St. Green looks like a tight end out there. He's kind of a big receiver.
He really is. We'll take a look at Mike's stats. He is registered at 6'3", 215 pounds. Tough guy to bring down.
Definitely. He must be really strong, too, because he just kind of breaks tackles and kind of muscles his way up the field.
Lakeman, he'll want to shake off that last pass. And it's a run. Slap is slapped down in the backfield. Derek Majors in on the stop. And speaking of Derek Majors, he just welcomed a new baby. So congratulations to Derek, winning on and off the field too. That's great. Lakeman to throw over the middle. The pass complete again to St. Green, who is getting a lot of work in this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks as DR Sim switched to wide receiver. St. Green's going to be the main target here.
Review this replay.
Look at that route.
I mean, yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth, Rochelle. That's what I was getting ready to say. What an impressive route.
And there was no defenders in the area whatsoever.
Crossing the 50-yard line there into enemy territory. Sim now with the carry. That's Bond coming up to make the tackle. Gain of 4.
But still, Chicago's got to find an answer for the run game here.
Cool, calm, and collected right now. Houston, Lakeman rolling out. Plenty of time and had his man. A little bit of miscommunication there going for Daisy Peace. Incomplete. Not sure what happened on that one.
Gotta credit Josh Slap there from holding the defender off and giving Lakeman plenty of time to get rid of the ball, even though it's an incomplete pass.
Possibly thrown maybe just a second too early. 3rd down coming. It is complete to St. Green, and that is who Lakeman has made a fast friendship with here in the Houston area. Those two are working well together.
Yeah, for Chicago, you got the double team Mike St. Green at this point. He's just running routes and getting himself wide open in the middle of the field again.
Impeccable routes. The open field tackle was made by Melodious Manning in his first season in Chicago. So 1st and 10 for Houston. Slap with room to run now. Spinning out of a tackle. Ooh. He's on his feet. Stepping over the defender. And a gain of 6. And tell you what, somebody who is excited about the start of season 24, it's Josh Slap. He's having some fun out there tonight.
Yeah, good open field tackle by Tully Scarborough there. But yeah, this run game, and they're just doing what they want.
Man. Approaching the halfway mark of the 2nd quarter. Tim with the carry, and Bond again with another tackle, setting up 3rd and 2, which is familiar territory for Houston this evening.
Alex Bond coming from a strong safety position. They make an open field tackle. Heavy set.
The give is the slap. He gets the first down, pushes behind the lineman. And again, the drive will continue. 5 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in this fast-moving first half. And again, that reason that it's moving by so quickly, the ground game, that is the name of the game today for Houston.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't blame them. I mean, if they can't stop it, I just keep doing this all night long.
Greg Corky goes in motion for Houston from right to left. And a toss play to the right side to Simeon, who stays on his feet before being brought down. I believe that was Bond again who came in on that tackle, if I'm not mistaken. He is having a very busy evening. Limited that to a gain of 2, so 2nd and 8 here for the Headhunters.
But like you said, they're already in scoring position here.
Handoff to Slap, running with a head of steam, and again, making it 3rd and short. They have stayed in that territory this entire night. In fact, I believe it was actually mentioned in the chat as well how just effective they're managing these 3rd and short situations.
I mean, this got a picture of Greg Gorski, 6'5", 334-pound lineman there, doing his job.
But Houston coming up, they give it to Sim, not able to get off the line before Melodious Manning comes in with the tackle and stops them on 3rd down. This is going to bring out Sonny J for the first field goal attempt of the season for her.
This is just a little doink shot here. 27-yard field goal.
Yeah, good job by Sonny J. He knocks that one through. 12 plays, 55 yards. Another time-consuming drive by Houston. And honestly, Rochelle, I don't feel like I've even seen the Chicago offense at this point.
I think they were in the field maybe like a minute, and they settled for a field goal, and they got the ball within the 20-yard line. So you're right, their defense has been on the field this whole half.
We've gotten to know the defense very well. This offense, though, waiting to make their presence known. This one is returned to the 30-yard line. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the half. And folks, we've made it to the year 2025, and you know what that means. The 2025 SFL convention is just around the corner. It's headed to Baltimore, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season. That will be on July the 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of the host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and you can reserve your room now at a special group rate at simfl.net. Before you know it, go ahead.
And
Michelle.
Houston has now tripled the amount of plays that Chicago is ran tonight.
The ground game, nothing doing at the moment for Chicago. Unfortunately, Bellew Scott, she is not able to get free. Loss of 1. You got to imagine that, there are going to have to be some adjustments made, in the locker room in just a few minutes here for Chicago.
On both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Pauly Truth in motion, lines up on the left side of quarterback Patak, wanting to scramble, open field. That's been the name of the game this evening for Chicago, as Patak really has been their yardage gainer, but 3rd and 4 coming up here.
He definitely has. I mean, Ty Patak has more yards than anybody else on the team.
Passing yards, 8 for Chicago. 101 already over the century mark for Houston. On 3rd down, they keep it on the ground and just stuffed. Nowhere to go for Bellew Scott. A very conservative play design that we're seeing here frequently out of Chicago as Britton III comes up with the tackle. And on the punt will be Philip DeField. This will give Houston right at 2 minutes to mount a drive as St. Green is brought down at the 31-yard line.
Well, St. Green just, basically a ball hog. He returns the ball. He's received most of the passes here tonight.
Back to a point that I had mentioned that we didn't get a chance to really express or elaborate on, Rochelle. Do you feel that this Chicago design this evening it's very, very conservative at the moment on the offensive side?
It definitely is. They're trying to establish a run game, which they can't establish besides what, type attack taking off. They need to switch something up at halftime.
certainly will expect to see more passing out of them in the second half. Slap, though, he's got some work to do running down the sideline, cuts it upfield, and a 1st and 10, and steps out of bounds as that will bring us to our 2-minute warning. Slap with a 4 yards or so per carry there. As we said, 2-minute warning, and it's all Houston all the time. At least for this first half anyway. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Cameron Duty and Rochelle Colston here with Eddie Gage and Ramos Lynn on stats. And Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. The ground game again for Slap, who is tackled by guess who? Alex Bond for no gain.
And Alex Bond is doing a lot of work out there tonight. He's got 7 tackles so far. And 2 assists.
Really feels like we have called those 2 names, Slap and Bond, this entire evening, and sprinkle a little St. Green in there as well. And he goes in motion.
See what route he runs this time.
And it's him with the carry and wrapped up at the line of scrimmage once again by Manning. There's someone who's coming on in this game as well, getting more tackles as this game continues.
So if you need Chicago, you need to come up with a huge stop here. Just playing, at least go in to 7 points down at halftime.
Clock still running, 3rd and 10 with St. Green in motion. We're approaching a minute left in this first half. And on 3rd down, Legman will throw. The pass is complete, but it's going to be short. Found Corky over the middle. 4th and 1. Will we see Chicago take any timeouts to preserve the clock? I don't think so.
And that time, Corky had to come back for the ball, which put him just a little bit shy of the 1st down marker. I think he ran the route for the complete, to complete the 1st down, but had to come back for the ball.
Sonny J on for this punt. And it's a good one. And it's going to bounce. And it's going to be inside the 5-yard line. And you don't draw it up any better than that. Al Ingram the 3rd with the spot.
That was the perfect punt and the perfect coverage, and great job by Houston.
And so now that changes things. How aggressive is Ty Patak going to be in the shadow of his own end zone with 25 seconds remaining?
I would kneel it.
Well, we're about to find out. Pass play.
Patak. Ooh, no.
Oh my gosh, he gets out of it somehow. That was scary for all of us. He turns it into a gain of 2. Chicago takes the timeout, but I'm going to have to check my blood pressure after that one.
That was the almost safety. Wow. Type attack. He's lucky he's very mobile back there is all I can say.
Whew. Patak running for his life there. I don't recommend that inside the 5-yard line. The carry goes to Scott. And again, I think they're going to be just content to take this to the locker rooms for halftime. And it's a good idea.
For that safety scare, that's what I would do.
And at the last minute, we're actually going to get a timeout. So they, on a 3rd and 8, I guess they're going to see what maybe they can cook up here with 3 seconds remaining.
Man, you just can't chance an interception here because, you're in your own end zone.
And listen to this crowd, this home crowd for Houston chanting defense, defense. They want one more play here. Pressure coming. Patak throwing deep. The pass bobbled and dropped. So they went for a Hail Mary of sorts on 3rd and 8. That will end this first half, and we all get to take a collective breath for just a moment.
I have never seen a Hail Mary from your own end zone.
That was a new one. As we get ready and welcome you in here to the SFL halftime report, Cameron Duty and Rochelle Colston. Rochelle, give me your thoughts on a fast-moving first half dominated by Houston.
Well, Chicago's offense barely saw the field. Their defense stayed on the field for a very long time. Houston's ground and pound game needs to be stopped by Chicago, or we're in for a very long, brutal night.
Chicago with only 5 minutes and 6 seconds in the time of possession. That is remarkable. They will want to turn that around, and we expect them to do so in this second half, in this third quarter. There you see St. Green, 5 receptions, 82 yards, and 16.4 yards per catch. And with that, let's take a quick halftime break, presented to you by Brakes GPT, and we'll be right back.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
World of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and so much more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors now on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner over at BrakesGPT.com. So Chicago gets the football to start the second half. A great stat here. Total yards thus far in this game, Houston 207 to Chicago's 41.
I'll have to add to that Type Attack has 30 of those 41 yards.
He has been a one-man machine thus far. That pass complete. Nice job of adjusting there. T. DeQueen in her first season coming over from Minnesota and her first catch with the Chicago Warriors.
And she was a huge weapon in Minnesota last year, so they have to get the ball to her more often.
You know, we touched on it briefly in the halftime report. We mentioned that we expect Chicago to be more aggressive here. They wanted to come out and establish a run, but I just don't think it's something that is working at the moment, so we may see them go to the air more. Again, another attempt at the run. Right side, Blue Scott, stop. 2nd and 13 coming up, but first, let's go to Cameron Irvine for SFL Game Break. Hey, Cameron.
Hey, Cameron, Florida, Atlanta, 10-3 Atlanta up late in the first half, but Caleb Giffis has taken over, 98 yards on 4 catches, and Florida has a lead in the third, 13-10. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. A good one going on over there. We've got a tight one here as well. That pass incomplete, intended for Arlovsky, and it's 3rd and long once more.
Definitely, Houston's defense definitely came to play. I mean, they've got nothing out of this run game tonight in Chicago. They've got to go to the pass, and Attack's got to make better passes.
Here's an empty set on 3rd and 13. Attack to throw. Good coverage.
Ooh.
And he drops back even further and throws a haymaker, and it is incomplete, intended for DeQueen, and that will bring the punting unit on with Philip DeField for, I believe, what it will be his 3rd punt of the evening.
Yeah, no, you're only on the field for, your offense is on the field for a minute. You put your defense on the field once again. You got to get a stop here on defense.
This Houston defense has just been unrelentless. And 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line coming up for Houston, their first possession of the third quarter. Quick stats, as we said, Type Attack, he's got the yardage for Chicago. Passing, he's 2 of 7 right now for 21 yards. So this offense just struggling in this week 1 matchup. And for Houston, well, they couldn't be feeling any bit better.
I mean, it's only 10-3, only because Houston's choosing to run the ball. Run the ball. If not, it could be a lot worse.
Running the ball and also running the time of possession. Owning time of possession in this. As we mentioned, it was 5 minutes and 6 seconds of time of possession in the first half for Chicago. Maybe a minute of time of possession to start this third, and it's been all Houston after that.
And they're in a heavy set once again, so they're just like, oh, we're going to pass out of this.
Lakeman throwing the pass incomplete. A good hit laid on Daisy Peace. And I do believe that was K Magic who has the interception earlier in the game. He now has a deflection there, 3rd and 6.
That play even surprised me. I thought for sure they were going to run the ball once again. It was a good play call. I mean, the receiver was right there. He just dropped it.
Lakeman 7 of 10 for 110 yards. As he goes back to the air here. Plenty of time. He's got all day, and he just overthrew his man. That was a surprise to all of us. You could even hear that in the crowd. They were a little bit stunned as well. I think I said it a little bit earlier in this game, a little bit too much mustard on that one as well, and it's 4th and 6.
Yeah, good job by Chicago forcing the punt.
So Sonny J out to punt. The Chicago defense able to get off the field and do their job. Arlovsky with the return. They'll start from the 27-yard line. And that is what is so interesting about this, Rochelle, is the fact that, yes, it feels like this game has been completely one-sided. And it has been. But it's still just a one-score game. Chicago's still very much in this if they can get the ball rolling.
I'm amazed it's only 10 points scored by Houston. They've had the ball all night. They've had their way on the field. That one interception kind of killed that one drive. But other than that, they've been having their way out here. Passing yards 110 to 21.
They had the early touchdown to DR Sim initially on their very first drive of the game, as Scott, who has been taking the primary carries today, gets 4. But for Houston, Sim had the touchdown right off the bat. Then as they were driving, it looked as if they were going to get another. The big interception came from K Magic. And then on the next series, Houston was able to drive down and get a field goal. And that's where we stand. And we still look at this running game here, trying to get something going. As a matter of fact, that was James Stewart, the backup halfback there, in on the carry.
Another tackle for a loss.
And it's quickly 3rd and 8. Patak brought down, wrapped up, and slung to the ground by Garrett Evans. A fantastic play. The linebacker coming in like a heat-seeking missile.
I mean, this defense by Houston, they're not playing around out there. I mean, they're rushing people, they're ringing people, they're pursuing the ball.
That is the 3rd sack of Garrett Evans' career. As the field back on to punt, and he does a good job here, pushing Houston back to the 38-yard line. St. Green frustrated with himself, not able to get any open field on that one.
And Houston have been having some great starting position almost every play. Mike St. Green's doing a great job returning the ball.
Got to give credit to DeField, able to boot that one away there. So for Houston, as we said, they'll start on their 38-yard line. 6:55 remaining in this 3rd quarter. And the way that the offense is moving for Chicago, Houston knows if they can put more points on the board, make this a multi-score game, this could be big. Now, Slap, though, able to pound his way forward. They're going to say he's going to get 2 off of forward progress. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I think Chicago's made a few adjustments on defense. They're doing a better job stopping the run in the second half.
The best defense, or the best offense, we'll say, for Chicago has been their defense tonight. Again, the ground game going nowhere. DR Sim, who was able to break free early in this game, he has been contained. And that brings up a quick 3rd and 7 for the Headhunters.
I can see a pass here. I look for Mike St. Green.
Lakeman, plenty of time as he's had all evening. Airs it out, and it is complete, as you said, Rochelle, to Mike St. Green. But that had to be threaded in there, and a good job of Lakeman into double coverage, finding Mike St. Green.
It definitely needed a little needle and a lot of thread because that was well covered.
My goodness.
2 defenders, wow.
Yeah, really reaching over top of the 2 defenders. Mike St. Green with that 6'3" frame and that wingspan, able to bring that one in. As we say, he's over the century mark in this first game. Lakeman, pressure coming, stands in there. That is incomplete. It was intended for number 87 on that play, but a good job by Chicago to jar that one loose.
Yeah, Melodious Manning with another great play on defense. That was a 50-50 ball. He just happened to knock it away.
Some good defensive efforts out there for Chicago tonight between K Magic's interception and then Alex Bond, and you mentioned Manning, who have put some great numbers up today. Now Lakeman again all day, but he steps up and he gets hit hard and thrown to the ground by DJ Kilgannon. That was much needed, and it's 3rd and 14.
The adjustments they made at halftime for Chicago, they're being more aggressive on defense now. It just seemed that, it's a big help here.
Lakeman just decided to hold on to that one and take the blow that was coming to him. He didn't want to force anything downfield and live to play another down, and it is 3rd and 14. We're approaching 5 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter. Lakeman, plenty of time, throws it short, a check down, nothing going there. It was an open field tackle. He found St. Green in the flat, and K Magic with the immediate tackle. That's a loss of 2, as a matter of fact.
Another tackle for a loss by Chicago's defense. So Chicago's defense looking a lot better in the second half.
Sonny J on for another punt. That's kind of a low snap. Had to pick that one up off the ground, it looked like, but a good job of getting this one off, and that one will fall out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Cameron Duty with Rochelle Colston, Eddie Gage, and Ramos Lynn on stats tonight. And you have heard from Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters giving us a score update on the Florida-Atlanta game. For Chicago here, they're still alive, albeit it feels like the offense has been non-existent. Toss play, and that has been the problem this entire evening. The run game literally read like a book, and it's Blake Be Crazy going crazy on that defensive play, loss of 3.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, they've never really had good starting field position either. Last time they were at their goal line, this time they're, started at the 10.
They're just trying to get that ground game going, and there is nothing there. Nobody is home. That's Stewart again on the carry, and a loss of 4, so 3rd and 14. And Rochelle, let's just say it, this offense, their jerseys don't even look dirty.
No, they're playing too conservative. You're scored right behind. Your run game has not been established. At some point, you got to get rid of the run game.
Throwing the pass is complete to Gus Scott, and that might be the spark that they need. 1st and 10 now for the Warriors.
I mean, type attack, scrambling in the pocket once again, and number 14 just finding himself open. The defenders were right there, but it's a perfect pass by Patak.
So Chicago, as we said, able to come up with so desperately needed. And the throw back downfield again. Trying to find T. DeQueen, incomplete, and DeQueen took a shot.
She sure did. She's lucky to get up from that one.
The more completions that and this is going to sound like a very duh comment, but the more completions Patak can get him, the better that confidence is going to be able to build and increase. And we'll see what he can do here. That pass.
Oh, no, that's not good.
That's not what you need. In the vicinity there was Kai Cash, and Dustin Sakasi falls to the ground harmlessly, though. 3rd and 10 coming up, which is where they've been most of this football game.
In this part of the field, you throw an interception, it's probably going to be a touchdown. Going the other way.
3 of 10 on his last attempts. Pressure coming for Patak, but he stands in there. Oh, and he almost delivered that one into the bread basket of Gus Scott, but it is jarred loose, and it is 4th down.
I mean, Chicago has 5 wide receivers. They're just not doing the quarterback any favors. They're dropping a lot of passes. Defense is playing really well, though, for Houston.
Philip DeField would have to be a candidate for most valuable player of the game for Chicago. He's got some good punts off, and he has been active this entire night. St. Green, though, with a carry, and it looks like he was about to break that one loose. Gets out to the 42-yard line, and so not bad field position for the Headhunters. And as we said, we alluded to it, Rochelle, at this point in the game, time winding down in the 3rd quarter, a touchdown could seal this one.
Definitely, I think Houston's going to come out here and do another long running drive. And the Chicago's defense has got better stuff in the run.
But for the Chicago faithful and for this team, you know, they're still working at it, still grinding, still putting in the work, and the defense holding right now. It has been their safe haven. This carry goes to Rivera, the fullback, who gets 6, 2nd and 4 coming up.
Now they're starting to use their fullbacks in the backfield.
A little wrinkle in that offensive design. We've seen Sim and Slap for the majority of the first half, and now, as you said, Rivera coming in late in this third quarter. Man in motion, that is Daisy Peace. She moves to the right side of the screen. And a handoff to Slap. First down and then some, carrying Alex Bond with him. Those two have seen more of each other than anybody tonight.
They're becoming best friends, but great blocking there by JW Duel number 33.
And again, you know, Slap just with that aggressive running style. I mean, he is so physical, and he's someone who just gains steam after every hit. Put it that way.
I mean, Houston is pretty much built to run. They have 2 halfbacks, 2 fullbacks.
Tim with the carry, gain of 5, and you know, when you're averaging, you know, between 4 and 5 yards about every carry, it's hard to lose when you're faced with 2nd and 5s, 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 1. This offense looks so good, and you know that they're wanting to put everybody in the SFL on notice. Big statement game for these folks as Slap spins out of a tackle. Going to get the first down with forward progress. But the reason I say that, Rochelle, is the fact that there's so many newcomers on this team, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
But they're all veteran players who just, you know, came from other teams, so they have experience.
Yes. Houston did a lot of work this offseason. They've built a good team here. That pass low. No! Intercepted, and it's going the other way again. On the carry, Derek Majors. He just had a baby earlier this week, and now he's going to take one to the house for a pick 6. Touchdown, Chicago. This defense has been their best offense.
I mean, their defense has been the defense has more yards than their offense does at this point. I mean, that was 2 returns, 2 interceptions. That was a huge return.
My goodness. Now we're going to have to look and see if Majors is able to stay in bounds.
No.
No, it's going to come back. The touchdown will come back. They certainly didn't need it to, because that has been the most production that they have had. Still an incredible play. Of course, we expect to see a challenge, and there it is. And because of that,
coming back.
For the first time this season, we will take a Retroid retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com.
He wasn't just a little bit out of bounds. He was a lot out of bounds.
Yeah, that spin move right there just pushed him out, or in the vicinity, I should say. It's actually the spin move cutting back in here. Yeah, that's where they kind of cornered or narrowed him, if you will. And we expect this to be overturned.
Now, if you're Chicago, you have another turnover. You have to score a touchdown here.
You do. And as we expected, Houston is not charged a timeout. And Chicago, somehow, with only 2 first downs this entire game, still find themselves right in the thick of it. But as you said, Rochelle, this team needs to find a way to put points on the board. And really not just points, a touchdown.
Yes. You were given a gift. Now you must, you know, make something happen here.
Patak to throw. Let's see what he can do. A one-handed grab, and that was a beautiful move by T. DeQueen. And while we're at it, I think we need to call that the Nice Hands Catch, brought to you by Retroid. Again, put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. Beautiful one-handed grab there.
Yep, no one's just going to take the hit and lay on our body anyway.
43 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Chicago with an opportunity to turn this entire game around. with now only 3 first down this entire game. Oh, and it's intercepted. We'll have to look at that one. That was Prine in on the play to get that INT. Blake Prine. He was injured earlier in this game. He comes back out. Oh, I think he's going to be able to keep it off the turf.
Great athletic play by Prine. Ugh.
Holy cow. We'll see if that's something that they want to challenge.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Prine, that last replay, as you could see, able to get his hand under it. And for Patak, that ball sailed way past his intended target. And now they give it to Josh Slapp, and Josh Slapp is on the run. One man to beat, and it's Doug Day. He drags him down from behind after a big carry by Slapp. Wow.
Credit to Doug Day for not giving up on that play and just kept pursuing down the field.
Now, Doug felt the urgency there. I mean, if it wasn't him, it wasn't
move.
Yeah, if it wasn't him, it wasn't going to be anybody. Slapp now over the century mark as well on this evening. That was a 24-yard run. We'll see if they snap it. They will. 1 second left in the third, and they give it to DR Sim, who gets the first down, and that is going to set us up for what should be an interesting fourth quarter of play. Steve Majors come up with the stop. Houston trying to put this one away. We'll be right back. You are watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on the Virtual Football Network, the official network of SFL, SFLM, UFL, and so much more coming soon. The Virtual Football Network is where all the best virtual football lives. Cameron Duty, Rochelle Colston here, along with Eddie Gage and Ramos Lynn in the stats truck. Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. A slap goes nowhere on that one, 2nd and 11. And again, Chicago must rely on their defense to bail them out here.
And Houston sticking to that run game, and I don't blame him. You have a 7-point lead. You've been playing ball control all night. Why stop now?
Fast-moving game because of that ground attack now. Screen pass out to Sim, makes a man miss, and he is going to be brought down after a gain of 6. The clock will continue to run, and that's a big name of the game here, too, for Houston. We've mentioned the time of possession all night, but now they just want to put some points on the board and run this clock out and head home with a W.
It's 3rd and 4. Let's see what they do here.
Lakeman, plenty of time, steps up, showing his skills, and he slides forward progress. Going to give him the first down.
Great job by Lakeman. We don't see him run often.
No, we really don't. And Chicago is going to challenge the spot of the ball, and of course, you know, really, can you blame them? They got to take a shot and try to get something going here. So we will take a retroactive look at the play. Brought to you by the Go Retroid console at GoRetroid.com. Get your console to get in the game.
Live view, I thought he had it, but let's see.
Overturned.
Wow.
Rochelle, that may be the best play of the entire evening by this Chicago squad. And it was that challenge right there that saved this game potentially for them. Unless Houston decides to go for it here.
If I was Houston, I'd go for it here.
Yeah, and you know what? Here we go.
I mean, you may get 4 yards a carry. Why not?
They had to do something, Chicago that is, to try to save this game. Houston wanted to put this one away. 4th and inches. Here's the run. Slapp gets the first down. And it's all for naught. Good challenge, though. I will stand by that. That was a good idea right there.
And Josh Slapp got the 4 yards he got, and if he ran it on 3rd and 4.
So Houston
Slapp's over the 100-yard mark, too, 113 yards, averaging 5.1 yards per carry.
And what confidence that was able to show right there.
Well, nice.
Almost in the backfield. Screen pass to Sim, turns it into a positive. And that right there goes to show you really how this entire night has went for Houston. They've been able to avoid the big disaster. Even though we've seen them have turnovers in this game, they have avoided, to this point, a negative play for the most part.
Yeah, definitely. Even with the 2 turnovers, that didn't really hurt him. We got 1 field goal off the 2 turnovers. That's not bad at all. The only
172
point
rushing
Chicago
yards.
scored, actually.
Exactly, to 28 offensive yards.
Oh,
And
man.
he's going to put this one on ice if he can get there. Oh, he gets brought down at the last minute. Ricky Robinson coming in, running just as hard as he could to get him down. That saved the touchdown.
And I don't think Josh Slapp looks tired at all to me. I mean, he just keeps...
No wear and tear at all for Slapp. He has had an incredible evening.
Now, the defense of Chicago might be a little tired, but Slapp is not.
And, you know, we got to give them credit, too. I mean, they have been out there for 3/4 of this football game, and they are still fighting. It's still a one-score game. Or should I say, for the moment, still a one-score game. Oh, but that's as close as you get. 2nd and goal, but you literally, it's like 2nd and a feather.
So now we got 4 tries to get into the end. 2 more tries to get into the 3 tries to get into the end zone here. Slapp's back on the field.
This offensive line can push. I formation.
Yep.
And there it is. Touchdown, Slapp. Extending the lead, that may be what does it in this game. And let's give credit real quick, Rochelle, to that offensive line. We mentioned Scott Calvin, Britt Gorski, Sarah Bergen, Kenny Cook, Bari Simeon, and D'Angelo De Jesus. What a job they've done up front all night.
Yes, they have. I mean, they just created a hole there, and Scott just walked through it. I mean, Slapp just walked right through it.
Sonny J on to attempt the extra point. The placement, the hold is good. And it's a 14-point game. And it's so interesting. It feels like it was so lopsided this entire evening. The fact is, it was a one-score game for the majority of the night. Now, let's not lose sight of that. This has been a tough, contested game. To the point, even, Rochelle, that 3rd quarter, nobody was able to score here.
It's true.
I mean, nobody was able to get into the end zone. So, good defensive efforts all around there. Good return this time for Chicago with Fullerton on the carry out to the 36.
I just think that the Chicago defense was on the field for so long. We wore them down with the ground and pound game, and nothing they could really do there.
You know, takeaways from this game, if you are Chicago, you have to be very, very proud of your defense. They did come up with 2 big plays. They've outplayed the offense, 10-1. And for a talented team such as Houston, holding them to 17 points thus far, this far through the game, it's something to be proud of. As Patak goes back to throw here, empty set, and it's been an issue all night with Patak. Unfortunately, is a lot of these passes have not been on target, and Paulie Truth was the intended target there.
And don't remember, the Houston defense has been right there every single time.
Indeed, they have.
And having only 1 halfback for Chicago, I think it puts them in a bad situation. So you have your halfback on the field, and then the backup comes in.
And, again, not able to get comfortable. Ty Patak never able to really settle his feet and just scan the field as he would like, and as we know he is able to do. That run game by Scott goes nowhere. It's 3rd and 9. The tackle made by Jason Peace.
And the Houston linebackers just kind of stay put. They kind of fill in the holes, and there's just no place to go for the run game.
And again, it's 3rd and 9 for Chicago. Loaded up top side here, and Patak throws in and out of the hands of his intended target. T. DeQueen, again, a good hit was laid on DeQueen, but boy, you got to have that one. And now, do you go for it on 4th down here, Rochelle?
No. You're on your side of the field. I would say no.
Makes you wonder. You just got to wonder if that ever did go through their mind there. If that was something that Patak might have wanted to do. Fair catch is called for. Good booming kick by DeField. St. Green, actually fair catches it at the 19-yard line.
I mean, it'd been 4th and 1, but not 4th and long. Now the offense is, you've been running so far tonight now.
So they'll rely on their defense to try to get them one more stop. Houston's defense has done an incredible job tonight as well. Excellent. Just 3 points allowed. Slap ready to take over this game and run this clock out as we approach 6 minutes remaining.
And Houston could literally use the whole clock here on this drive if they really wanted to.
They easily could. As a matter of fact, we've seen 6-minute drive from Houston tonight. Ground game to Tim. Short gain, 3rd and 3. Kilgannon with the tackle.
Yeah, we've called his name quite a few times tonight also.
Yes, we have. And a 3rd and 3 here for Houston. And again, they give a slap as they have on 3rd and short. And you know that's got to be just the most sickening sight if you are a Chicago fan right now.
I mean, you've got, like I said before, they have to find an answer to this run game or this game's not over.
Now frustrating. A wrecking ball slap this evening has been just unstoppable.
Well, if it's not Slap, it's Sim, and then you have Rivera and you have Doyle back there too that you could throw in.
And it is Sim. He's still on his feet, dragging defenders along with him for a gain of 5. But you can see that there's no hurry here. Very, very comfortable, very methodical, watching the time tick away late in this game.
I mean, Sim's averaging 3.1 yards per carry. Rivera 6.0 yards. He's only had 1 carry. And then you have Slap averaging 5.1 yards a carry.
Rivera is in the backfield with Slap. No doubt expecting to make a good block here for him. He goes left side. Slap still on his feet.
Oh, no.
This one, he is dragged down from behind by Ricky Robinson. But a 1st and 10. And like you said, Slap doesn't even look tired.
I mean, he just bounced off his the offensive line there and just kept going. Great job by the O-line once again.
A good
they have
stamina.
6 contracted O-line on this team.
And it shows. They have put the work in, this Houston team. In just a moment, we will look.
Think they're going to run here?
I just have this strange feeling, Rochelle.
Oh my gosh, look at everybody. Everybody's on the line.
And they still get positive yardage.
Amazing.
Yeah, unreal, right? Upcoming opponents, we'll start with Chicago. They will go again. Well, they'll go home next week for a two-game stand there as they will welcome in Denver and a team you know really well, Los Angeles. That is their next 2 opponents before they have to go back on the road to face Minnesota. We'll look at Houston's schedule in just a moment. Play clock down to 3. Just soaking it all in, taking as much time as needed as Slap again gets close to the 1st down. And let's go to Cameron Irvine for an SFL game update. Cam, what you got?
Thank you, Cameron. It's a wrap in Atlanta. Bryant Dynasty to Fox Highwind for the touchdown with a minute to go, but Atlanta fails to recover the onside kick. Florida holds on 20-17. The final at the Hive. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Atlanta playing Florida close there. A good effort. But Florida, again, primed to make another deep run at it, you would think. Tim with the carry and the 1st down. And right now for Chicago, the defense simply, out of gas. They have carried this entire game. And Houston just, as you said it, Rochelle, they can run this entire clock down.
Yeah, I got a 2-minute warning right here. And then we'll see.
They're essentially 1 1st down away.
Wow, 73 plays by Houston compared to 39 by Chicago.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning. It's been all Houston all evening. They lead by 2 scores. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. This next run attempt will be Houston's 50th rushing attempt of the evening.
Wow.
Old school ground and pound and slap. Gets the first down from it and then some before being thrown out of bounds. He's one happy camper.
Somebody needs to tell Slap, hey, you can't get that much yardage on one play. We got to work this clock down to 0.
Well, he's just feeling his oats right now, as they say. And again, in scoring position here for Houston. Right now, though, you just expect them to keep this on the ground, run the clock out. Right now, it doesn't look like Chicago. We could see them use their timeouts, but for the most part, this is all Houston running this clock down and heading home. There's the first timeout to be called by Chicago. So we will look at Houston's upcoming schedule, Rochelle. We mentioned Chicago's. Now Houston's, they go on the road for 2 straight games. They will play Albuquerque on Friday, January the 10th. And then they'll go to Nashville for January the 19th before coming back home to play their division rivals, the Mexico City Aztecs, in Week 4. I know that's a game that's already circled on a lot of people's calendar.
Definitely. After watching Mexico City play last night, they just not, they look really good this season also.
Sure
after winning the championship last season.
Wanting to go for a back-to-back. Got a long way to go, but they're off to a good start. This is 3rd down coming up here for Houston. They give it the slap, and he gets stopped. On 4th and 5, Chicago will call their final timeout. And you know what? That's going to bring on the special teams unit to put this one away, if there is any doubt. Number 14, Sonny J. All 8 seasons right here in Houston. The snap, the hold is good, and so is this kick. Extending the lead to 17. Jay's done a nice job this evening.
Yes, he has. So Chicago has the ball back with 1 minute and 36 seconds. They have 0 timeouts.
Expect this clock to move fast here.
Definitely.
This one will be returned from the goal line. A flag on the play, and if I'm not mistaken, that is our first penalty of the evening.
You are correct. Clipping. Yep.
Talk about a clean ball game. I mean, almost a full 4 quarters in before you get your first penalty, and that one's obvious. That was a little frustration.
Oh my gosh. And the first little tap was probably okay. When you push him to the ground, it's a big, flagrant foul there.
Yeah, that next WWE move right there in broad daylight, that'll get it every time. Literally, that was some frustration being let out. What can you say? Type attack, empty backfield here. I'll just try to get some points, some yardage, and some respect here. Falls incomplete, intended for Scott.
I mean, you have to say there was 3 defenders in the area. Houston's secondary has just been all over the place.
Well, their secondary has been scary, and Headhunters is the appropriate title for what they have done tonight. Listen to Type Attack stats. 52 yards, 4 completions, 16 attempts. That's a 25% completion rate for about 3 yards, an average. And it is, it's plays like that, honestly.
Look, 4 defenders.
Yeah, 4 defenders. They've been ball hawks, and they've not given Patak any opportunities, any open men to throw to, and he's had to chuck it down there a couple of times and hope something happens. And quite frankly, it hasn't.
I mean, Type Attack has the most yards on the whole entire team with 30 yards rushing.
Complete and utter domination by Houston this evening. 3rd and 10. They'll look to extend the drive if they can. Tip. Almost intercepted. I thought it was going to be an INT. It would have been the second of the evening had Al Ingram been able to get his hands on it. So instead, we'll see him go for it here, and then you could expect Houston to run the final 60 seconds and some change out.
Think about it this way. Okay, so Houston's defense has a total of 17 tackles and 8 assists. Chicago's defense has 54 tackles and 13 assists.
Pass to Pauly Truth falls incomplete, and that'll do it. That is a very good point, Rochelle. That tells you just how hard this Chicago defense was worked. And again, I mean, you see the physicality from Houston there, laying a hit, Jason Peace laying a hit on Pauly Truth. We have seen that so many times tonight. Physicality that, honestly, I haven't seen in quite a while out of a defense. Great job by Houston all the way around. And now victory formation here for the Headhunters. And now we get to task you with the opportunity here to give the game ball. Who would you give it to, as if I didn't know?
It's got to be Josh Slapp.
Maybe the easiest question I've ever asked you. Yeah, Josh Slapp. I mean, just the player of the game, obviously. Took control, 160 yards on 30 rushing attempts, 1 touchdown, 5.3 yards per carry. You know, that offensive line, as I mentioned, they get a big nod as well.
Definitely. I mean, the O-line's been phenomenal here for Houston tonight.
There's the kneel down, and that's going to do it. Houston going to come away with a 20-3 victory in week 1. And for Chicago, like I said, your defense, incredible job tonight. They held Houston down as long as they possibly could. This game was never over until late in the fourth quarter. But in the end, Houston all around getting the better of Chicago.
I mean, if you're playing Houston in the future, their defense is scary.
And we've got more football action coming your way later on this evening here on the Virtual Football Network. We encourage you to stick with us. Final score from Houston, 20, Chicago 3. As we take a look at the final stats and the final thoughts of the night, Miss Rochelle.
Well, if you're Houston, you have to be happy. Your offense played great. Your defense played better. If you're Chicago, you need to work on a few things. Your offense did not look very well. You established your run game more. I think it was just, first game, first week. We'll see what happens in the future.
And there's the bright spot for Chicago. It's just game 1 of a long season. And for Houston as well, they got to feel good. They've got some tough opponents coming up. Tough opponents for both of these teams, and an exciting season ahead of us, no doubt. Folks, we want to thank Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters, and in the stats truck tonight, a great job by Eddie Gage and Ramos Lynn. Always a pleasure with them. And for my partner, Rochelle Colston, my name is Cameron Duty. We thank you for spending your Saturday evening with us. You've been watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Good night.
Good night, everyone.